Beautiful scenes at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex in the heart of Kingston in Jamaica. It's a new year, but the product continues, the games continue, the rivalry continues. Jamaica Premier League on your home of champions, Tivoli Gardens versus Montego Bay United. Weather conditions, 60% humidity, 30 degrees Celsius, and 5 kilometers per hour. The wind speed here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex in St. Andrew. Here are the fixtures for match week 13. Tivoli Gardens versus Montego Bay United, Harbourview versus Waterhouse. That's the doubleheader here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. Lime Hall, they host Mount Pleasant at Druxall, Veer United and Dunby Holden, Humble Line, Portmore, Ballines and Cavalier, and Harnett Gardens and Treasure Beach. Those are the matches. Here's a look at the table. Still at the top, Mount Pleasant, the reigning champions, 25 points. Behind them, Tivoli Gardens and Portmore joint on 24 points. Harnett Gardens, 21 points in fourth position. They have a game in hand. Cavalier and Veer round on the top six, 18 points jointly, but Cavalier, they have 2 games in hand. At the bottom though, Treasure Beach, Lime Hall, they're in the relegation zone at the moment. We had a chance to speak with the coaches of both teams, Tivoli and Montego Bay. For Tivoli was Jerome Waite. Let's hear what he had to say.
Jerome, right throughout the season you have spoken about consistency for your boys throughout 90 minutes. Now 7 match weeks unbeaten, and especially through a tough set of fixtures as well in December where you played 3 matches in 10 days. Yeah. What's been the key to the success?
One of the key is the fact that, you know, these players, they stayed disciplined, and, you know, the festive season was there and everybody wants to enjoy the moment. But, you know, the fact that Jerome Waite is in charge, they take the time out and start to listen keenly. That is one of the main factors.
One of the main concerns as well for Tivoli Gardens was heavily reliant on one scorer. Now we've seen other scorers come to the park. Smith, for an example, and Alton Lewis, who has been with you for many a year.
Yes, and so far we have 9 goal scorers. And Wellington was the final one who added to the list from the last game. And we expect more because we're always to continue creating chances.
All right, and talk to me about Alton Lewis, since we have touched on him. Of course, he went to Charlie Smith, so you had him as a schoolboy. Haven't really seen the goal scoring form in televised matches, but right, obviously he's added a full spectrum now in defence and going forward.
Yes, and his fitness, it speaks volume. And he understands, you know, the system of play, and he apply the roles and function in the system. And it's always good to know that a youngster doing well.
Just coming out of the busy part of last season, of this season, last year, now into the business section, you sit just 1 point off the top. How important is it to be in that kind of position, and how comfortable are you?
It's always good, you know. And anyone know Jerome Waite, you know, he's the man that always wants to be ahead of the pack at all times. So far, this team have been working as seriously, and they have been applying themselves not only physically, but technically as well as tactically. It's a new system, and they are learning it day by day, and it only can get better as the season progresses.
Start of the season, you spoke about goal scoring issues and the fact that, you know, you wanted to create more chances because you started off without any goals in the season. Now, 10 match weeks, you've been scoring in, but still not getting the consistent results that you would like.
Yes, for sure. Consistency is the word, you know. We have done some very good matches against big sides like Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, Portmore, but we are not consistent throughout the round. And being Jamaica Premier League that tough and strong and balanced between all the teams, consistency is something that we have to apply.
And you have managed 2 wins in your last 5 games, although it has been sandwiched by 2 defeats, and you currently sit 10th in the table. Do you think that is progress on the part of Montego Bay?
I've seen progress, but far from what I wish, because we have created a lot of chances. I would say if we had capitalized half of the chances we created, let's say from Cavalier match to now, we will be at least 8 points ahead. But if don't play, so we have to go match by match. Today is a very hard match. Tivoli has done a very good job. I have seen them, I have studied them, so it's a tough side, but as I said, in Jamaica is everything very close, so we're here to do our best to get points back to Mobe.
That was Naida De Santos, head coach of Montego Bay United. Here is the recent head-to-head. Tivoli Gardens beating Montego Bay 2-1. They had a draw 1-1, 2-0 in favor of Tivoli Gardens, 3-0 as well, and 5-2. And that's the latest result, 5-2 for Tivoli Gardens. So they've really dominated the fixture in recent years. And we're getting ready. Dean Smith, your commentator, and with me, Chris Taylor. Happy New Year to you, Chris. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see the product. Ray Nephew, Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Happy New Year to you as well, and all the viewers and listeners across the island and across the spectrum here on the Home of Champions. But yeah, lovely to be back here for the Jamaica Premier League. And yeah, what a time Tivoli Gardens are having. As you said, 7 match weeks unbeaten. And yeah, really going from strength to strength with Jerome Waite sitting second in the table. And a bit of a mixed bag for Montego Bay, as you heard from Naida De Santos, just not necessarily having the consistently. However, the positive for them is they have been able to find the back of the net 10 weeks straight. And I think that's a big deal for them as well. Whether they have been at home or traveling, they've still been able to produce that. But with the second worst defensive record in the league, that's the aspect now that he will have to look at for his Montego Bay charges against a team that are very fluent up front in Tivoli Gardens.
Certainly, Tivoli Gardens, though, without one of their main goal scorers, the leading goal scorer in the table, Justin Dunn. How do you think that will affect them in this current matchup?
Well, as you heard Jerome Waite say, they have 9 goal scorers in their squad now. Rodico Wellington, who was their leading goal scorer last season, coming to the fore now and getting a goal in their last game. We've seen even as far back as Barrington Price, their centre-back and former captain, step up to the plate with a couple important goals. So Tivoli dangerous from all angles. Alton Lewis, who plays at right back, has been in good goal-scoring form, 3 already. And their attacking midfielder, Howard Morris, their number 7, who has 4. So Tivoli have a lot of presence up front. I agree that it will be a big miss, Justin Dunn, even though he hasn't scored in the last 3 weeks, and they have still managed victories.
It's time for them walk out as the referees lead the players onto the pitch. Match week 13. Ray Nephew, Jamaica Premier League, Montego Bay United from the western end of the island versus Tivoli Gardens in West Kingston. Standing by for what is expected to be another great matchup. Of course, Tivoli Gardens, as you would have mentioned earlier, would have dominated the recent head-to-head. And let's see how this matchup will fare in that particular respect. Or will Montego Bay United be able to pull one back and bring a bit more parity to how the current discourse has unfolded? So the captains getting ready. Referees Christopher Mason, the man with the whistle, Rolanda Bennett, and Darren Lewis assisted him on the sidelines, and Romario Francis, the 4th official for this encounter. The captains there, Nevon Turner for Montego Bay, and Tevin Garnett for Tivoli.
Good one again. All right. So, we'll enjoy now.
Pleasantries being put aside as the referees now have their moment of discussion. Here's a look at the Tivoli Gardens starting lineup. In goal, Diego Houghton, Dean Pennicutt, Barrington Price, Richard Brown, Alton Lewis, Howard Morris, Kimali Smith, Janelle Ray, Kevin Garnett, Keena Simpson, and Akelia Fuller. Of course, they're coached by Jerome Waite.
Yeah, and they'll be playing their regular 3-4-3 formation. Natalia Fuller up front as well. As I said, no Justin Dunn. But yeah, that man, hasn't he been a big deal for this Tivoli Gardens team? Alton Lewis. And 3 goals so far this season, the overlapping wing back. Very good from the dead ball, whether it be corner, free kick or otherwise. And yeah, he's an important man of this setup, and one that Montego Bay will have to be careful of.
As we speak of Montego Bay United, here's their starting lineup. William Ferrer in goal, Ronaldo Welton, Luca Lima Correa, Dane Nish, Deonjay Brown, Ronaldo Wellington, Devon Turner, Shaquille West, Brian Brown, Rashid Brown, and John Claudio Rios Ferreira. They're coached by Naida dos Santos.
4-4-2 is what they will be playing today. Montego Bay have played 3 at the back at times, but yeah, 4-4-2 is what they'll play today. And this is their player to watch, Shaquille West, and scored against that in that 2-1 loss to Malines right here at the Arnett Gardens Sports Complex and Tony Spalding Sports Complex. And yeah, versatile player, played forward for much of his career, Shaquille West, being asked to play in a right back position, very attacking wing back as well. And yeah, I think Naida dos Santos has really enjoyed his versatility, Shaquille West. And so yeah, today a day for the wing backs.
Let's see how they fare. Montego Bay United in possession. They give it away rather cheaply, and Tivoli now trying to push forward. Dangerous ball. They're in with a great opportunity here, Tivoli. And the final shot there from Kimali Smith, the striker. Didn't have any venom on it, but their attacking instinct is on display. But Montego Bay United, they've started briskly going the other way now. And that one was given away cheaply, wasn't it? Tivoli trying to go the other way now. Overcooked was that pass, and defensive duties there for Danish. Jerome Waite, the coach of Tivoli, so many years he was associated with Arnett Gardens, and he has definitely brought a turnaround in terms of the discipline and the overall structure of Tivoli Gardens, and many persons definitely can attribute what Tivoli Gardens have been doing to his coaching acumen. Naida dos Santos from Montego Bay, the Brazilian, has spent quite a few years in Jamaica at different levels.
Yeah, second stint at Montego Bay United. Has coached right throughout the Caribbean as well with other countries. Was in Guyana for quite a while, Cayman Islands as well. So I spent a lot of time in the small Caribbean. Naida dos Santos, and yeah, as he explained early in the season, of course, Montego Bay at a totally different part. Well, their football totally different now than when he first was a part of them some 10 years ago or more. Football has changed quite a bit, he explained, which of course pace really what football is about now. Wingers, overlapping, pacey wing backs and so on, and the style generally of football has advanced, you'd say.
Yeah, and many individuals have attributed that to the overall improvement in coaching. Here they try to come forward. Diego Houghton will clear for Tivoli. Still in possession with Montego Bay United. That was given away. Tivoli now able to go forward. And the passing hasn't been as crisp as would really love it to be. So Tivoli, here's the captain, Garnett. Goes to Richard Brown. Still Brown, what a good run he's had. Cut out now. And Montego Bay give it away once more. Tivoli returning the favor. Well, they didn't exchange Christmas gifts, it seems. Here's Montego Bay. Ferreira The goalkeeper tries to punt it long, and that was a foul. Committed by Brian Rambo Brown. Sad. Outstanding career as a schoolboy, Brian Brown, and also in the Jamaica Premier League. Montego Bay trying to clear their lines, trying to play it forward, but Tivoli still ubiquitous in the half. Here they come now, but that's broken up. Attempt from distance, it falls nicely. The shot is over the top. Janiel Ray there. Quite a few voices stating their own concern. The owners of Montego Bay United.
Yeah, there's Jan Epstein in the middle of your screen. Blue checkered short sleeve shirt. Took over within the last year. Jan Epstein. And yeah, we'll be taking on a lot of new things as well. This looks like they might be very well busy in the transfer window as well, which is now open in the month of January, and also under the reins of Nida De Santos, looking to do a lot of work in terms of building an academy in the West, which is an important part of development. And the need to really starting to produce quality again in the West. So we've seen, as I say, a lot of the schoolboy teams in the West are the feeder programs for Montego Bay United and teams like Reno and so on. And yeah, at this time, just not at the top are the West in terms of schoolboy football, and we've seen it show in the two major teams from out the West as well at the senior level.
There is a viewpoint that whenever the western end of the island does well in football, it bodes well for the entire country. And, you know, mention is made of the number of Western players who were a part of the 1998 qualification campaign, and ultimately a part of the team, the squad that went to France. But here they come now. That ball cut out effectively by Tivoli. Taking their time to clear. Finally get some breathing space, or do they? Howard Lewis on the ball. Sends it further wide. Gets the return ball.
Yeah, Smith playing in that central role up front. 2 goals in as many games for Smith. And of course, Justin Dunn out with a injured hamstring. A big loss that for Tivoli Gardens, but it hasn't dipped their confidence in any way. And Jerome Ray still confident in the squad and their all-round scoring ability.
Garnett trying to stab it forward. Well read by the Montego Bay back line. They put it forward for Brown. His first touch let him down. They get back possession. Brown. Another Brazilian there, Lucas Lima Correa.
One of the players to watch as well. I can tell you that he's had a good few weeks there, number 6, playing in the defensive midfield role. Has played at centre back when they do play 3 at the back, Montego Bay United, but today has to play in his real position that his shirt denotes.
Smith there was stripped of possession. And the Montego Bay, they try to rebuild from the back now. Getting the goalkeeper in the thick of things as well. Here's Montego Bay United. He was waiting for the call. There was John Claudio Ferreira.
2 goals this season for the attacking midfielder. They are number 10, Ferreira. They're a regular penalty kicker as well. Ferreira has converted one of those as well. Pretty good from the dead ball.
Booted away by, or headed away rather, by Tivoli Gardens. They try to go on the counter now. Handled well enough by Montego Bay. Here's a Dean Nish trying to go direct. Wasn't controlled well. And Alton Lewis on the wall now for Tivoli.
In the pre-match interview, we did hear Neda De Santa speak about doing his research on Tivoli Gardens. Now, a lot of the season, Montego Bay United played with 3 at the back, as we said, and Korea played in that back 3. But because of the danger of Tivoli Gardens in the wide areas, especially Alton Lewis and Keena Simpson to a lesser degree, they have decided to work with 4 at the back for added security and put Korea in the defensive midfield role to help to break up the potent play of Tivoli. So far not doing a bad job. One of the things that Montego Bay have been guilty of, as he says, to keeping that concentration for 90 minutes, especially their back line. They have competed well in most of the games. The only one I thought they were really horrible against Waterhouse in that 3-0 loss, probably the worst we've seen of them in a while. But apart from that, they've competed well, but silly mistakes has cost them points. And that's something that we'll have to watch and see as the game goes on, because Tivoli, they have been well drilled all season.
They have. Here's a Fuller. Ball comes to Pennycook, back to Fuller. Schoolboy from Excelsior. Here's Smith. That was a clutch save that by William Ferreira. Had to go down quickly to snuff out any danger from what was a weak shot, perhaps more like a cross. But also
one of the Brazilians. Nice build-up by Tivoli though.
It certainly was. Brian Brown there was trying to barge through the Tivoli back line, but won a throw in.
31 years of age now, Brian Brown. As you said, he's been around some time.
So now a throw for Montego Bay United. Shaquille West doing the duties.
When you look at Brown's scoring record, I mean, he's got, what, 2 already this season. They're number 18 playing the centre-forward role. Some, 27 goals in 68 appearances. Not a bad return in the Jamaica Premier League. Of course, he spent a lot of time outside as well. He's played in the MLS and the USL. Played in Europe as well. In fact, a couple of appearances even in the Champions League and the Europa League as well, Brian Brown. So this is a player that has ventured far, and at 31 years of age now, bringing his talents back to his homeland and hoping to make a difference for Montego Bay.
Certainly it must be inspiring for especially the younger players to know that they are rubbing shoulders with someone who is so well traveled, well experienced, especially as you know, European football is a prized asset. Here they come, Tivoli. And the final pass, letting in down again, Janelle Ray not having the scope on, as I'm sure Jerome Waite would want to clean up on that. Here's Rashid Brown for Montego Bay United. Garnett. That was given away. Here's West. Right in front of the referee. Alton Lewis there barged in him. It's a free kick from 30-odd yards. Nevon Turner, he went low. That went straight to the Tivoli defense, and they now have the opportunity to play forward. Pennycook trying to send that long. Here's Ray. Barrington Price had to be sharp on that occasion to avert any danger there. Nish in possession. Rashid Brown. Call going the way of Montego Bay United once more, as John Claudio Ferreira was fouled. Taken quickly to Brown. Nish advancing. Turner. Still on the ball is Devon Turner. Tivoli now going the other way through Smith. Fuller. His pass to Smith. It was good, but his first touch just wasn't as sharp as it needed to be on that occasion. Maybe clear. Give it away a throw in there, one half. Throwing for Tivoli, taken quickly. That ball was blasted off the Tivoli player. Ended up going out for a goal kick now for Montego Bay United. Bright sunny conditions to say the least here, Chris.
You're telling me.
I am.
What did your thermometer say?
30 degrees Celsius.
That's modest.
Perhaps it was miscued. Feels a lot hotter. Humidity certainly having a part to play in that feeling.
You might have to check that calibration.
Let's see if Smith can calibrate his cross. It wasn't, was it? Ferreira will have to try to break. Yeah, he did well to play it off the Tivoli Garden player there. Handball. Call in his favor. Not sure what he was arguing about there.
And in all of that, Ferreira is down.
For the second time.
This has been a troublesome fixture for Montego Bay United, as you saw, they're head-to-head, and it goes even further than that. Montego Bay United haven't beaten Tivoli since 2018, so 6 years now. The last time Montego Bay won, it was a 1-0 victory. At that time, the goal scorer is Leslie Lefleur, Saint Fleur, from the Bahamas, actually. He plays beach football and senior football for the Bahamas. I think he still plays, actually, for the Bahamas. Leslie Saint Fleur. And he was the winner that day in terms of the goal scorer. 1-0 victory it was for Montego Bay United, but since then it's been a real struggle for them. Tivoli doing the double over them last year, as you saw, that 5-2 and a 3-0 victory as well. In fact, their centre-back and former captain Barrington Price, it's a fixture that he really enjoys. His 3 goals last season all came against Tivoli, against Montego Bay United.
So remember to download the SportsMax app today, get it on the Google Play or the Apple App Store, and watch Jamaica Premier League action, as well as many other channels available on the SportsMax app. Of course, there's WTA tennis, UEFA Champions League, Test cricket as well.
Oh, lots of Test cricket going on, big Test cricket as well. India versus Pakistan. Australia, I should say, versus Pakistan going on. But yeah, so many things to see at the click of a button.
Ah, it's not really a button now, is it? The touch of a screen. Justin Dunn.
Doesn't look too pleased, does he? Such great goal scoring form Dunn has been in. He only scored 2 goals last season, the 20-year-old, 9 so far at the top of the Premier League charts this season. And unfortunately for him, his hamstring had other plans for him.
Thrown for Montego Bay United.
And if you even take the 9 goals away from Justin Dunn, the 9 goals, it would still leave Tivoli at 15 goals for the season, which is all Montego Bay have scored all season. So, as you can see there.
Wellington found the Turner. Goalkeeper out of position. Ferreira. He was in a dangerous position looking for a call there, but referee saw nothing.
Sure, we just got a shot a while ago of Vishnal Harris as well in the stands. He's been out of the Premier League for a while now, Vishnal. Was playing at Humble Lion last, if memory serves me correct. He is on his phone. Well, he's clearly not watching the app at the moment, is Vishnal Harris. He didn't get the memo.
I think the call interrupted it.
Quality player, but has suffered from big injuries as well. I think there's a move being lined up as well for Vishnal Harris in the near future. I'm sure if he'll be soon on the books of one double holding. Let's see.
Here's Garnett for Tivoli. Was being hounded. And the call does go the way of the Tivoli Garden captain. Mix up there. Two players stepping forward. Eventually they sorted it out. Here's Fuller. Return ball to him was cut out. Good play that from Brian Brown. Did foul.
Quite annoyed,
Richard
are they?
Brown.
Yeah, the Moby bench. Not agreeing at all. I wonder if it's the arm.
The arm, yeah, the
arm
loose
from
arm.
Brown, the right arm. It's something that the officials are really looking to stamp out, the wrong use of the arm. Brown is there arguing. Played his football for quite some time in Albania. Brown, as we spoke about him earlier. So many years in the US. He doesn't agree as well. It wasn't the most vicious use of the arm, it must be said. But yeah, a lot of players nowadays utilizing the arm in the face, and I think the officials really making a big move to stamp out that kind of play. And there was another example. Neither Dos Santos and Dwayne Ambusley were quite annoyed. They were very animated on the touchline, though.
Here's Pennycook. So, Montego Bay United, 58% of the possession.
Wow. Quite dominant.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a surprise to me. Must be said they have looked a lot less dangerous, though. When Tivoli do have the possession, they have looked troublesome in and around that 18-yard area.
Yeah.
And very patient in their build-up as well.
Wellington, his ball cut out. Garnett. Lewis trying to play it forward for Smith, but Ferrero was closer.
Yeah, a lot of times the two centre-backs of Montego Bay United caught square. And so that ball over the top is always an option, because then one pass can beat two. And I think that's what they're trying to exploit. It's not been as accurate as they want so far. And maybe Smith maybe needs to angle his runs a little bit more as well.
Smith made that Lewis with a ball to Keena Simpson. He's still on the ball. Simpson trying to make something of it. Was marked well by Nish in the initial instance and wins a corner kick though. Off Shaquille West. So it's a corner kick. I think it's the first of the game for Tivoli. Fuller behind it, lifts it in the area. The headers on target.
Can't allow Barrington Price to get any free headers in the box. Dangerous from the set pieces is Barrington Price. As I said, scored 3 goals against Montego Bay United last season. A brace and then a solo in the 3-0 win. In fact, all 3 of his goals last season. 8 goals Tivoli Gardens managed against Montego Bay last season. 2 dominant displays against a very disorganized back line. That man, Nish, has been one of the players asked to play in that position this season and to the back end of last season as a centre-back role, because for much of his time he's played as a midfielder, Nish, nicknamed Pogba. Has improved his discipline a lot, and I think that's why now he's a mainstay in this Mobe team that has kept him back over the years.
Some argy-bargy there, and Diego Horton was caught by Nevon Turner.
And there's no whistle from the official, so that would have counted. I think they were looking for the official here, the whistle here. And yeah, Horton probably more impeded by Alton Lewis, his own player. And it was Turner who was getting in there to execute the finish, and then kicked it over the bar. Horton was taken over between the six for Nicholas Clark, who got a bad foot injury a few weeks ago.
It's been treated by the medical staff of Tivoli. Did have a lot to say.
But there is Clark, not sure if he's really back to 100% in terms of fitness, but Diego Horton has done pretty well since taking over. A real freak accident it was with Clark. Something fell or ran over his foot. Yeah, did some damage. He was arguing a lot, but he obviously was quite shaken up as well. It's the adrenaline rush that had him still going. But I think it was a miscommunication between himself and Lewis. I can't really say. Just look at it here. You can't really argue with Turner. Turner really had eyes for the ball. Didn't really extend his leg or arm in any way.
Yeah.
And I think the officials got that right. Fair competition for the ball.
That's Devon Turner there. Just saw him on the screen. Here's Janine Ray for Tivoli. Alton Lewis. Pennycook. Richard Brown back to Price. Turner. Getting it to Brian Brown. Was trying to flick it over Barrington Price on that occasion, but that didn't work. Still in possession through Correa. Gets it to Ferreira. West on the ball. Card goes for that challenge against Correa. Howard Morris, the recipient of that card. So that's the first yellow card of the match. Here they come again. Ball to Wellington. Does manage to get it across, but danger averted, or is it? Here they come again. Here's Turner. Alton Lewis was there, but gets it across. And finally, Montego Bay United showing some goal mouth action. They've really stepped up in the last 5 minutes thereabout. Wellington comes inside, goes for the shot, and that was dragged wide. Diego Horton read it well. Here's Brown. Got the shot off. Lacked any real sting behind it. And Horton goes very long. Whistle there on that play. Von Turner there. An overzealous kick there. Alton Lewis gets Fuller involved. Showed too much on that occasion. Here's West trying to stab it forward for Brown, but that was well read by Richard Brown, the throw-in. Brown wanted to take it quickly, but not enough players came on the scene. Here they come now. Montego Bay United, Ferreira on the ball. Making full use of their goalkeeper as a outfield player to help in build up Montego Bay United. Ferreira did manage to get off the nutmeg on that occasion, but Tivoli still with Garnett pressing forward. Made like Keena Simpson gets it through, or did he? Didn't get through to Janelle Ray. But Nish there doing well on the defensive end of the park for Montego Bay. Alton Lewis doing the duties. Tries to get it across. Nish playing it out. Still possession with Tivoli Gardens. Here's Pennycook on the ball. Fuller was offside. Who did a field on that occasion. Pennycook did give up a throw. Taken quickly, here's Ferreira. And Brian Brown was fouled. Wins a free kick in a very dangerous position. And gets a yellow card for dissent. Not very often you get a call and then you get a yellow card because you're arguing about the call. But I'm sure stranger things have happened. Christopher Mason. No nonsense. John Claudio Ferreira standing behind this one. Diego Houghton in goal, trying to get his charges ready. Swings it in, header, and he was free on goal, was Correa. Didn't get the header low enough.
One Brazilian to another. Nice delivery. It was into the box, and two Montego Bay players free inside the in and around the penalty spot. Should have done better. Correa, who's already scored twice this season, the defensive midfielder. Yeah, Ferreira with a nice delivery. Very good from the dead ball, Ferreira. And should at least have hit the target, the number 6.
Yeah, really should have.
One of the frustrating things to Nader dos Santos is that even though he said they have scored 10 weeks straight, the amount of chances they have created, they should have a lot more goals than 15 and should have had more positive results. And maybe that was another occasion where it should have been better in terms of the finish.
It's another free kick now for Tivoli.
Yeah.
After Janil Ray was brought down. Here's another look at that delivery.
I'm just wondering if he should have left it for, was it Nish who was coming in behind him? I think it was Nish, who might have been in a better position because he ended up under it, the Korea. You see both of them knocking each other there. I think that's probably what Nish was saying to him, that, you know, my angle would have been better. But yeah, wasted opportunity. And now they need to do some defending against a Tivoli team who are very good from the set pieces. And Alton Lewis can deliver a quality ball as well.
It's low. It's there. It's a good save, but the follow-up was good from Odin Pennycook. Opening the account for Tivoli. Ferreira left disappointed that his initial save was not good enough, as the defenders were not really marking Odin Pennycook, were they?
Well, the last time Tivoli Gardens were in a televised game, Pennycook scored his first goal of his senior career, and now he gets his second. Again, we spoke about the quality of the delivery from Alton Lewis. Mobe expecting a high ball. This one just played behind the defense, intelligent, and Pennycook kept his awareness about him. Well, he's in good goal scoring form of recent. Odin Pennycook scored in that 1-0 win, as we said, against Malines, and now gives Tivoli the lead against Montego Bay United. Yeah, Montego Bay not dealing with the first ball, and then no coverage at the back post to deal with the second.
Yeah,
and they pay the price.
It really was a good save initially by William Ferreira. It was really point-blank stuff from Barrington Price, who got the first shot off.
And the centre-back partner,
yeah,
making the most of it.
Here's Fuller now. Morris, still Morris. Gets it through to Smith. Smith was trying to dink it over Ferreira, but he did make himself big enough. Here's Garnett. Here they come again, Tivoli. Ish able to play it out for Montego Bay. DeAndre Brown, Correa, West. Here's Rashid Bra. Goes to Renata Wellington. Levon Turner wasn't on the same page as Wellington. Just about on the stroke of half-time. We, of course, Tivoli taking the lead through Odin Pennycook. Here's Lewis. Hasn't looked so composed in the middle of the park. Garnett. Getting away from two. Ball forward, but first touch was non-existent really from Kimali Smith. And Montego Bay able to play out of that particular press. Here's Ferrer. Tivoli in possession. Fuller. Still Fuller. Smith. Oh, just enough of a hand from Ferreira.
Yeah, well, Ferreira really keeping Montego Bay United in this game. Outstanding save again by the Brazilian. Look at this chance for Smith, who has been in good goal scoring form as well. Kimali Smith, 2 goals on the season, and aiming for the far corner, the right idea. Yeah, and he thinks he should have buried it. Probably he should have, but Ferreira, give him credit. Full stretch and a strong left hand to push it around his far upright. 2 telling saves, or maybe more than 2 by now. Yeah, it almost seems like just a matter of when Tivoli will get another.
Here's another shot, straight to the keeper.
And again, it was Smith.
Yeah. He's come to the party, but here they come the other way now. Montego Bay through John Claudio Ferreira. And Shaquille West was there in the thick of things as well, and Brian Brown, but didn't have the final touch. Here's Keena Simpson. Howard Morris sends it forward, trying to find Fuller, but Ferreira playing it out for Montego Bay United all the way from the back. Here's Price for Tivoli. Pennycook, the goal scorer. Alton Lewis with a searching ball, trying to find Janelle Ray. Handled well by the Montego Bay United defense. We're in the first, made that the second of 4 minutes, added on for stoppages in the first half. Here they come, Smith, turns. Can he get the shot off? Stripped of possession by Correa, the defensive midfielder. And he really did well there to pick the pocket of Kimali Smith, who is trying to get 3 shots in less than 3 minutes. That was a sharp challenge, and the referee will show another card, the third of the encounter. 2 to Tivoli Gardens. Howard Morris being the first, and Michaelia Fuller now joining in that statistic. Leighton Lazy.
Yeah, and 2-footed as well. Scissors challenge in the end, and rightfully booked. More of a striker's challenge from Fuller. Can't say he timed that very well, the youngster. Alex Thomas in the house. And so is that the Harbourview team?
Seems to be Waterhouse.
Waterhouse, yeah. There's the Harbourview team in their kit as well. Of course, that's the battle next. Harbourview and Waterhouse. Both have had better seasons. Neither as fluent as they would want, especially Harbourview have really been struggling. Played to a 2-2 draw against Montego Bay United last time out, did Harbourview.
This should be the last kick of the first half. Already beyond the, just about at the cusp of the 4 minutes. Smith. Morris. Perhaps now this will be the last kick. The referee has seen enough of the first half. First half where Dean Pennacook has made the difference for Tivoli, converting in the 42nd minute of the encounter. And it was right after John Claudio Ferreira had delivered a wonderful ball that his Brazilian counterpart, Lucas Lima Correa, wasn't able to really get the correct contact on. And following that, Alton Lewis was able to deliver a telling ball. And a kick from Barrington Price was initially saved by William Ferreira in goal for Montego Bay United. But the follow-up by Dean Pennacook was good enough to see them go ahead in this fixture at the half. So Tivoli leads Montego Bay by a goal to nil. It's half-time. Jamaica Premier League, powered by Ray Nephew. JPL on SportsMax 2, Harborview versus Waterhouse tonight, 6 p.m., 7 in the Eastern Caribbean. Directly following this encounter that you now watch. And tomorrow, Malines United versus Cavalier, Thursday, 4:30 p.m., 5:30 in the Eastern Caribbean. That's on SportsMax 2. And that will be followed by Ardent Gardens versus Treasure Beach, 7 p.m., 8 in the Eastern Caribbean. Still at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, Tivoli Gardens lead in Montego Bay United 1-0. As we get ready for second half action, Dean Smith and with me, Christopher Taylor. Your take on the first half, Chris, and what Montego Bay United needs to do to turn it around, or what Tivoli Gardens should do to continue in the lead that they have.
Well, I think Tivoli Gardens are playing very well so far. As you said, 7 shots on target from 8 attempts. So, well, I guess they'll be hoping that Ferreira between the sticks isn't so solid for Montego Bay in the second half, because he's made some outstanding saves. And maybe need to sharpen up a little bit on their finishing, put it beyond them, but they do have the go-ahead goal. I think they have controlled the game for the most part. They have less possession, which is a bit of a surprise to me, but it's what they have done with the possession. And Jerome Waite has always said that's the critical part of the numbers. Mobay United really haven't had anything going forward apart from that set piece that they got into the area and should have done better. It's not been a good attacking display from the Westerners so far. So I think they need to have more presence within the midfield and need to get more players forward. Probably need to exploit the wide areas of Tivoli Gardens a bit better. But yeah, so lots of work for them to do. Have 55% of the possession, but yeah, from what we've seen so far, most of that possession has been in their defensive quarters.
Yeah. Here's a look at the owner. Well, we just had a shot of the owner, Yanni Epstein, CEO of ITIL Group, customer experience sector. That's
layman terms, a call center. You know, it's a real new age of customer service.
Yeah.
And it's being spread all over the island. Yanni doing a great job right across the island with this opportunity and creating a lot of jobs for persons as well.
Yeah.
And taking over the reins at Montego Bay United, who are looking to do big things, not only in the Premier League, but as I said, looking to make a difference in terms of Western football with probably starting an academy and investing more in youngsters so that they can develop into these Premier League stars. But yeah, we saw Jordan Fletcher in that interview as well. Dean looking to take his skills back to Mobay United, which, do you remember in 2016 he won the schoolboy title at Cornwall College, which is where he went to school, and started out playing for Mobay, then went to Mount Pleasant and so on, which the last time he played local football, he was there at Mount Pleasant. And going back home, as he says, with a big smile on his face. He was recently in India as well, Jordan Fletcher, and is that Fabian Reed beside him as well, Parker Blacks, who also
was in
India. Yeah. Quick and Arnett Garden star Fabian Reed.
Let's see how they play soccer. That was a funny interview, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Christopher Mason, the man with the whistle. Ready now for second half action. Tivoli Gardens in possession. Keena Simpson trying to play it forward for Howard Morris. It's a throw in for Montego Bay United. West to Brown, the ball swung forward, and here they come. Have made some changes, has Montego Bay United. We'll give you full confirmation of those changes in a short while, but here's Turner, Ferreira, Johan Weatherly. They're losing possession. Tivoli trying to go the other way. A Danish doing the defensive duties for Montego Bay United. Korea to Nish. And also on the park is Jamal Nugent-Hudson for Montego Bay United. So Amal Nugent-Hudson on for Rashid Brown. Card being shown by Richard Brown there, the recipient of that card, the fourth of the encounter now.
Has already missed a game this season for accumulation of cards, Richard Brown. So not new for him to go into the referee's book, and he's in again. That was a late challenge.
Johan Weatherly, he's down. He replaced DeAndre Brown, who was largely ineffective in the first half.
Weatherly does have a goal this season. They're number 9. So they'll be hoping he can get more amongst the goals. Ferreira has been very good from the dead ball, and he has another one to execute now.
Let's see if this one can make the difference for Montego Bay United. Here's the delivery, headed out by Tivoli. Brown was offside, receiving that ball from Amal Nugent-Hudson.
Tell me if you want.
Here's Ferrer. Barrington Price there just tying his laces. Smith doing well. Was fouled. Rather windy conditions here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Still having some of the Christmas breeze, Christopher Taylor.
The sun is struggling to be effective in this sun. I can tell you that.
Here's Garnett for Tivoli to Alton Lewis. Keena Simpson. Advancing is Simpson. Finds Fuller, who trying to lift it to a dangerous area, but Ferrero read it well. Janila Ray was barging at the back door there. Turner. Nothing doing was that one. Keena Simpson. First ball to Brian Brown. Gets it to Weatherly. Here's the other substitute. Nugent Hudson gets the shot off. Over the top.
Two substitutes combining. Good use of the ball, pulling it wide. Not a bad attempt by Hudson as well. Still yet to get off the mark, Hudson, this season. Good pace behind it, but lacked the accuracy.
Here's Pennycook. Fuller. Simpson. Pennycook does well, but loses possession eventually. And that was a reckless ball there from Montego Bay United. Tivoli still having a chance. Here's Fuller. To the captain, Garnett. Fuller was tripped up by Nevon Turner. And it's a free kick in a dangerous area.
Yeah, I think Fuller knew that as well. Made the most of it, did Fuller. Extra dramatic. I'm not sure there was a lot in that from Turner, which is what you were saying.
He did attend a drama class at Excelsior.
He did, Fuller. And he knows he has the likes of Alton Lewis, who is so good from the dead ball, from this kind of angle as well, which would suit him as a right footer. I mean, Fuller wants to take it, but I'm not sure he'll win the battle.
After that delivery from Alton Lewis.
Well, then again.
Well, yeah. It does go the way of the youngster.
Yeah, Lewis and Morris have walked away. Maybe he asked nicely. Or was he a good boy for Christmas?
Perhaps both. Well, Ferrer has been good in goal. Can Fuller be good with the kick? Fuller did get a deflection. Referee initially didn't see it, but the assistant referee had to intervene there. Yeah, that did take a head from one of the...
A big deflection as well.
Big deflection, yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised the referee didn't see it at the initial.
But I guess that's why it's a team.
And they've worked well. Here's Fuller once more. Get it into the area. Ferreira had to do it.
Again.
Again, yeah.
I think he was a bit unsighted at first, was Ferreira. And so didn't opt to hold it.
Fuller now with the left. Keena Simpson will recover this one. Alton Lewis was offside. And Rolanza Bennett in a no-nonsense mood. Center field. Throw-in does go the way of Montego Bay United. Here's Brown doing well. Gets it across. The shot is on. And at the back post. It's been turned in. The substitute was there on hand. Amal Nugent-Hudson. And Montego Bay United, they are back in this one.
Haven't had much going forward, have Montego Bay United, but we spoke about how the substitutes have combined well. And Hudson, who just had a shot moments ago, which was off target, making the most of this one. There was a hand, calls for offside. And no way, says the assistant. It was Shaquille West on the right-hand side of the area, doing very well, pacey as well. Is West, who plays as a winger generally, is asked to play the right back role now, but did so well. And Hudson opens his account for the season. Nugent-Hudson, finally, for Montego Bay United.
Just before that ball from Shaquille West, Grant Brown really did well. Good hold-up play, just to keep the defenders at bay, to allow the ball to come across. And he released West, and West released the magic there. 1-1, game on. Here's Nugent-Hudson showing some skills, some flicks.
Yeah, offside on that occasion as well. Coming from an offside position was Weatherly. Good trap set by Tivoli Gardens on that occasion. And the game has been so easy for the first, 50 minutes for Tivoli Gardens. Even though they have had less of the possession, there's been no threat from Montego Bay United, and all of a sudden now, game on.
Here's Korea. Wellington. One of two Wellingtons on the park for Montego Bay United, Ronaldo and Renardo.
Twins. Both won schoolboy football with Raciz in 2017. Part of that unit. I've played for Montego Bay since.
Here's Turner. Korea. Weatherly. Turner. Using another short passes. And here's Nugent-Hudson trying to use his pace. Almost getting around Alton Lewis there, but Lewis showing great defensive resolve. That flick on wasn't on, and Montego Bay United in possession once more. Here's the man with the assist, Shaquille West. Weatherly. Still they have possession, Montego Bay United. Korea. Turner. Goes from distance, got a deflection. Or did he? Referee didn't think so. How will Tivoli Gardens adjust to a somewhat resurgent Montego Bay United? Who get position once more. That was right in front of the referee. Devon Turner there. Fuller. Was well read initially by Devon Turner, but still in possession is Tivoli. Here's Ghana, the captain, trying to release Janine Ray. Ferreira. Equal to the task and read the danger well. Played it forward. Brian Brown throwing a tantrum at the referee. Has received a card for such behavior early on. Richard Brown only giving it to Montego Bay United. John Claudio Ferreira on the ball. Here's Montego Bay United. Here's West darting forward, using his pace as a winger there, but Tivoli Gardens trying to go the other way. Here's Lewis. Gets the call finally, but again in a bit of rage. Perhaps hoping that a card would be dished out for the tug that pulled him down, but that's all, says the referee. Play resumes and Montego Bay United trying to clear the area. Another call goes away off Tivoli. Nugent Hudson pushing him in the back. Keno Simpson. Morris to Garnett. Beautiful ball. Pennico, can he get it on the end of it? Does keep it in. Gets it to Lewis. And the cross was poor from Lewis. Kicking the ball against the advertiser's board. He knows he really needed to do better on that occasion. Here's Morris. Scooping it in the air. Nicalia Fuller wanted to go for the spectacular, but that was cut out. Still in possession, Tivoli. Keno Simpson from distance. Ferreira, as he's been all afternoon, equal to the task. And I tell you what, He could very well, if he continues and the game is a draw, he would definitely be the man of the match candidate on my book.
Good shot as well. Not an easy technique that to execute from Simpson. On the go, on the move. And to wrap his foot around that, he did very well.
Here's a corner kick from Lewis. The header from Price. Over the top.
But yeah, what a good outing Ferreira has had, and it continues. The Montego custodian. That header well off target from Price. They'll have to be wary of Price. As we said, he enjoys his fixture against Montego United, a regular scorer against them. And he already has a couple this season. Barrington Price as well, overall. You just think that these set plays that Tivoli get, it's from that they're going to hurt them.
Pennycook. Brown there trying to release Nugent Hudson. Good attempt, but Tivoli through Morris now, who's under pressure. And Lucas Lima Correa will get the card. I wonder if his English is good enough to have a conversation with the referee, Christopher Mason. Was using his fingers there, not sure to indicate what.
I'm wondering if the card is more for repetition than that actual challenge. Didn't seem like there was much in that.
Howard Morris did get it off, but was headed away as Ray was trying to get onto it. Montego Bay trying to go the other way now. Here's Weatherly. Richard Brown doing well to weather that attacking for Ray. Still in possession is Montego Bay. Shaquille West gets it across. The header is on and it's in. Shaquille West is like Amazon Prime. Brian Brown is the mailman. What a delivery. And he put it in the back. Montego Bay United in the lead.
Yeah, what an acquisition Brian Brown has been for Montego Bay United. What a finish. Shaquille West with his second assist of the game, but Brown had a lot to do with that header, and that was quality. That was quality. 30 goals now in his Premier League career. Brian Brown, his 71st appearance. And yeah, that was a top finish. And coming from behind, what a lead this is for Montego Bay United, who really had nothing going forward in the first 45 minutes. And yeah, much improved performance, making the most of their possession in this second half. And Shaquille West, who is the player to watch today, is showing why.
Alton Lewis will be shown a yellow card. I think it was an arm to the face of Lucas Lima Correa.
The Brazilian, off the ball incident.
Yeah.
There's been a big battle in the middle of the park. Correa playing in that defensive midfield role. Of course, Lewis with his 3-4-3 normally plays as a right back. in a 3-4-3. That was ridiculous from Lewis, though. He took the ball, Lewis, and even though Korea might have been making the most of it, why would you do that, Lewis? Korea takes up the ball to give it to Lewis, and Lewis takes the ball and pushes it in his face. Yeah. Not wanted, not necessary. And Tivoli, frustration coming out and losing a bit of discipline, which is one of the things that Jerome Rate has instilled in this squad over the season, the need to keep discipline for the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Wellington is on.
Radico Wellington.
In that 3-0 win last season, Radico Wellington scored 2 of the 3 goals, was their leading goal scorer last season. Diego McKenzie, in the 5-2 win, he scored a double as well. So both these players amongst the goals against Montego Bay United last season. And I guess Jerome Waite is hoping that history will repeat itself.
They're in possession. Tivoli Gardens.
Diego McKenzie yet to open his account this season, and Wellington has 1. He was their last goal scorer. Wellington. And in the first half, we were really just talking about how many Tivoli would score with the so many attempts that they had. But yeah, Mobe, they've certainly come of age. And Anthony Nelson is on as well.
Here's Montego Bay United trying to get that across, but was headed away. Keena Simpson on hand. Here's Pennycook. Kelly Fuller on the ball now for Tivoli. Back to Pennycook. Garnett. Brown. He gave it away cheaply, didn't he? Here's Brown. He too gave it away. And Richard Brown connects with the substitute McKenzie.
Brown versus Brown on that occasion. This would be Mobe's first win in 6 years against Tivoli Gardens if they do execute.
Currently on 12 points, Montego Bay United.
It'll be just their 4th win in 13 games.
If the result stays, they'll go on 15 points.
And Tivoli would lose an opportunity to go top of the table, at least for the time being.
Here's a Fuller. Can he make something of it? Showed a bit too much to West End. Barrington Price doing well just to shield the ball from Weatherly. His ball forward was good, and here they come again. And the shot is good! Just flashing wide. Looked to have been Diego McKenzie. No, it wasn't McKenzie, it was actually Anthony Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson still looking for his first goal, Nelson, this season. A save again from Ferreira, who seems like he might have done some damage as well. I don't think they can afford for him to be injured based on the performance he has had. Amazing match so far for Ferreira.
Here's another look at the sequence.
Well, these are his saves just generally throughout the game. Some really good saves. That was one of the best of them.
Denied Smith on that occasion.
Yeah. Made that save initially. Could do nothing about the follow-up from Pennycook. Yeah. That was a first half performance And he had a couple in the second half as well.
Yeah.
Remember that Fuller attempt towards the top corner, which he dug out. And then this one as well from Nelson, who's been struggling in terms of goals, Anthony Nelson. Played on that impressive St. Andrew technical team alongside Warner Brown. As Justin Dunn looks on, they could do with some of his goals now. He's a leading goal scorer in the Jamaica Premier League, Justin Dunn, with 9.
Just behind him, Javane Bryan of Waterhouse, Heel.
And Shaquille Bradford will be coming up. Both of those in, what, second and third respectively, is it?
Well,
second and third,
yeah. Third. Joint third is Shaquille Bradford with Nicholas Nelson.
Right, so
6 goals.
Yeah, so those 2 goal scorers will be coming up next. Brian, who scored last time out for Waterhouse. And, yeah, Shaquille Bradford.
Here's Garnett to Lewis. And his ball to Fuller is good. Does have good touch does Michaelia Fuller. Simpson to Fuller. West doing well just to hold him off, but still in possession. Simpson trying to get by Turner. Committed the infraction there, and it's a kick for Montego Bay United. Here's Nelson for Tivoli. Lewis. Radico Welgent. Lewis taking the kick quickly. Here's Keena Simpson trying to get the shot off. Was forced on his right foot and unable to really get any power. Mix up there between Garnett and Pennycook. Finally they were able to send something across, but that was charged down. And the Montego Bay United trying to build again now through Ferreira. Good ball to one of the scorers. Here's Ferreira. And they go all the way back to William Ferreira in goal. Wellington playing it forward. Nugent Hudson doing well. Also doing well was Brian Brown there. And it's a high boot from Ewan Weatherly. Here's Tivoli trying to step on the accelerator. Keena Simpson going on the overlap now. Gets it across. But that won't trouble a man who's had 8 saves so far. Here's Fuller. Delightful ball. And Lewis was all stretch. Trying to come with an acrobatic finish as well. Today is with Yanni Epstein, the club owner for Montego Bay United. We'd love to hear what he'll say to her.
Yes, I am, Dean. We have the questions, and let's see if Mr. Epstein has the answers. So on Sunday, I was at Westport Park. I recognize that the facility is pretty nice. You guys have 3 fields, a pool. What are the likes of us seeing televised games on there? Because I know Mobe is building their academy, so let's talk about that.
Sure. So, you know, it's one of the things that we are working on as a club. I think one of the things is to get the internet upgraded there, so you guys, SportsMax, makes life a lot easier for you to come and you know, videotape and run live matches there, which we're interested in making investment and working with whoever, whether that be Digicel or Flow, to provide the right lines for you.
Well, I know while we were watching the game, you're looking at your team, and you made slight comments here and there, and I'm saying, this man knows his football. So, were you ever a footballer in your time?
Yeah, well, I mean, I played in high school. I went to school in Mandeville at Bel Air, and I played for Bel Air in high school. But, you know, I'm an avid watcher of football, avid lover of football, and one of the biggest reasons I got into the Premier League in Jamaica is because of the youth. You know, Montego Bay United doesn't have a youth program right now. We actually start our youth program on Monday, the 8th of January, and we feel that development is the foundation of football in Jamaica, because there's so many players right now playing across the world that we can send out a lot of players coming from the West.
Yes, I totally agree. You talk about the youth, and there is one right behind you, Aiden. I don't know if you want to talk, but I'm going to ask you a question. Will you be a player of that new Montego Bay United Football Academy?
Yes.
Yes. And what position will you be playing?
Midfield.
Who is your favorite midfielder?
Messi.
Okay, well, Mr. Epstein, we wanted to see what are the likes and what are the promises that we should see coming from Montego Bay United in the near future. They have been doing well this season, and they are taking their time and climbing that ladder. So what can we expect from them?
So when we look at the Westport Park, our first investment is to bring light in there, because as you guys say, you want to televise matches. Double headers are a big part of that, and a big part is having light in to play night matches, which we think will bring more fans out.
Yes.
That's the first thing. The second thing is bringing additional players into the side. You know, today is January 3rd. We're officially in the transfer window. We've named 2 players that are joining our squad already, Wayne Gordon, known as Turtle, and JJ, Jordine. And we have additional players that we name in the next few weeks that will bring additional quality and some more support into our side.
Well, thank you, Mr. Epstein. It looks to me as if Montego Bay United has a lot up their sleeve, and we will see what happens for the rest of the season. Back to you, Chris and Dean.
Thank you so much, Janae. As we see Montego Bay United player down on the turf. There's a sweet aroma in the environs, Chris Taylor. Very sweet aroma.
Yeah, and sweet things seem to be happening in the West as well, based on Janae's interview with Yanni Epstein. Excellent to see. Building the youth in the West, and certainly the way forward, and improvements at Westport Park. I think that's a big deal. Yes, it would be great to have televised matches at more venues across the island with the capabilities.
Yeah.
So, and with quality fields as well. As we said, this one here at Tony Spalding Sports Complex, field-wise, is one of the best in the island, if not the best if we're talking about just Premier League fields. And yeah, quality lighting is something that certainly needs to be in place. It's an aspect that a lot of the stadiums have struggled with in terms of modernizing the lighting with the new technologies around. And we hope that under Yanni Epstein and company at Mobe United, that they will be bringing that new technology and shedding new light on football in the West, which, as you mentioned, Dean, is such a big part of the Jamaican culture in terms of football. And when you have a strong West, you have a strong nation.
Leading at the moment. Just about 7 minutes to go. What's in his bag? What's in his mind? Always with a backpack. And a clipboard. Here's Weatherly trying to go forward. He was offside. Just over 5 minutes left in this one in normal time. What can Tivoli make of it? Here's Lewis. That pass was cut out. Keena Simpson stripped of possession by Brian Brown, who has went back in defensive mode on that occasion. Ball played forward there, but headed out by Barrington Price. Nugent Hudson still in possession. Can he lift it across? Goalkeeper was out of possession. Richard Brown. Here's Nelson. Anthony Nelson, one of the substitutes who's come on. Jones tries to get it in the area, but William Ferreira equal to the task. Weatherly guilty of clipping Alton Lewis from behind there. Now the change being made by Tivoli Gardens. Anthony Thompson comes on for Nicalia Fuller. Here's a attempt from distance, but only went to Keena Simpson. Pennycook still pressing forward. Shaquille Jones trying to whip it across, but that was headed out. Back to Pennycook. Jones managed to get it across. The header from Alton Lewis was high of the target, but he was offside. Time for the SportsMax moment, brought to you by the SportsMax app. Here's the delivery. That's the header. That's the go-ahead goal. Brian Brown, 30 career goals in the Jamaica Premier League. And the go-ahead goal on the afternoon. 2-1 at that moment for Montego Bay United. Well-placed header, and Diego Horton could do nothing about that. The SportsMax app moment, brought to you by the SportsMax app. Ball lifted up. And it could have been a different outcome. Brian Brown was really on hand, could have poked that one in the other way. Tivoli Gardens was barging forward, looked to be, yes, Anthony Nelson has been a revelation. They take it quickly, but they give it away. Rico Wellington displeased. Houghton Lewis there. Just about at the end of the 90 minutes.
That man, the difference at the scoring end so far. Brian Brown, third goal of the season. And this would be a big 3 points, a big travel it has been for Montego Bay United at the opposite end of the island. And to come here and execute a victory like this. I say Tivoli Gardens no more than maybe a kilometre from their home ground. And yeah, they've gone, what, 7 weeks? They have had the longest unbeaten run, current unbeaten run, Tivoli Gardens, of 7 match weeks. And they're a few minutes away from that changing and that being broken. Montego Bay, they have continued their scoring run, 11 games in a row now that they've managed to score. And it seems like they might be finally converting that to 3 points, or they would hope so.
Shaquille Jones was almost there for Tivoli Gardens. Gets it to Keena Simpson, who's had quite a few shots. Here's Rodico Wellington, manages to turn, gets the shot off, but Ferreira, as he's done all afternoon, equal to the task. Anthony Nelson was barging in at the back door as well.
Oh, he could do it, a goal, Anthony Nelson. Really gone quite a few seasons without it. Rodico Wellington did score in the last game, and maybe, yeah, either side of the goalkeeper and he would have been in business, but that went straight down Ferreira's throw to a solid again. Ferreira's been the best player on the park for me today, and his saves, the difference between Montego Bay United probably getting the 3 points and probably being at the losing end of the stick. Of course, Shaquille Wester has been excellent as well with his 2 assists, playing in a makeshift right back position. I think Correa, who has been asked to play in the defensive midfield role today, has been good as well, their Brazilian number 6. But for sure, Ferreira has got to be the favourite for me, Dean.
I agree. I definitely agree. Of course, the assists, they matter. They're very important, but his saves have definitely kept Tivoli Gardens at bay, and that's why the 2 goals even matter, because easily Tivoli Gardens could have been 3, if not 4 goals ahead
in that first half.
Had it not been for his brilliance.
Yeah. And even in the second half, a couple of big saves, one off Nelson, one off Fuller.
Yeah. So much can change though. Keena Simpson trying to play through.
No team has conceded more goals than Montego Bay United this season, 22. But today, they seem very organized, especially in the second half, and determined to get their 4th win of the season. The Wellington brothers alongside Niche in that back line. Look at that again. Improved dramatically from the first half. Have Montego Bay United.
Yeah. Here's Wellington. The final half, really, of the 6 minutes of added time in the second half.
Again offside. This time it's Price driving forward, and really no excuse here for the centre back. Maybe not used to being in that kind of a position, Barrington Price. But yeah, is Bombay United about to break the jinx? 6 years they have gone without placing a defeat on Tivoli Gardens. 2018, the last time a 1-0 victory it was. Neither dos Santos has talked it into being.
Ferrer trying to play it out. Goes the way of West. Pennycook with a comfortable header there, but Ferreira did have a hand on the ball. Time running out for Tivoli Gardens. Can they make something of this one quickly? Here they come. Ball in the area. Jones with the header back. I'll make that Keno Simpson, but Ferreira again. Tivoli with a corner kick. Alton Lewis again behind it. High in the area. Keena Simpson tried to get ahead on it, but comes away of Pennycook. Nothing doing there. Some preemptive whistles there from the stands. Booted upfield. And Christopher Mason blows the final whistle. Tivoli Gardens, their unbeaten streak is broken. Montego Bay United, they move up in the table, move up in points. Only their fourth win of the campaign. They've already had 6 losses and 3 draws. But this will definitely be an encouraging reality for Montego Bay United and the owner, who is on hand, Neither dos Santos, having a quick chat with his counterpart, Jerome Waite. And it's a good start in the new year for Montego Bay United, eking out a 2-1 win. Confirmation of the full-time score. Montego Bay United 2, Tivoli Gardens 1. Full-time highlights. Tivoli Gardens, they were on with a flurry in the first half. Barrington Price with that header. This attempt came from Renato Wellington, but didn't test the keeper. This free kick was met by Lima Luca Correa. That wasn't good, but that one was good. Alton Lewis with the delivery. The shot originally from Barrington Price was saved by Pereira. And Dean Pennycook was on hand for the second attempt. 1-0 for Tivoli in the 42nd minute. Tivoli will continue to push forward. And this shot was saved expertly by William Pereira. Came from Kimani Smith, who had quite a few chances in the first half. Second half action, Tivoli trying to press the issue. That one was dug out by Pereira once more. Nicalia Fuller They're the man for Tivoli doing the damage, but it would change. Brian Brown doing very well there to shield and to play through Shaquille West, and he gave that one on a platter to Nugent Hudson in the 57th minute. The substitute did come on and make a difference. And West, the player to watch for Montego Bay United, showing why he had that designation. 1-1 at that moment. Montego Bay United, they were turning things around. This shot came from Keena Simpson, and again, William Ferrer in goal for Montego Bay United. Proving equal to the task. Here's a delivery now to Brian Brown, and the header beating Diego Houghton in goal for Tivoli Gardens, and it was the go-ahead goal. Ultimately the winning goal for Tivoli Gardens, for Montego Bay United, I beg your pardon. And Brian Brown, with his third of the season, had a lot to say. He had nothing to say, Diego Houghton. Anthony Nelson came on, forced the save out of Ferrer once more. But that's all she wrote. Christopher Mason, seen enough. Montego Bay United getting the win in the heart of the jungle. Here are the stats. 10 shots on target from 13 attempts from Tivoli, 3 from 8 for Montego Bay United. 29 fouls in this encounter, 15 of them to Montego Bay United. 5 yellow cards to Tivoli, 2 for Montego Bay United. 7 offsides, 4 of them to Tivoli. They had 8 corners. 1 save made by the Tivoli Gardens custodian, 9 made by William Pereira in goal for Montego Bay United, and they had the line share of possession, 52, and 2 goals ahead of Tivoli Gardens, 1.
I have 2 of the 4 Brazilians with me from the Mobe United team. William Ferreira, the keeper, and of course coach Neda de Santos. William, let me start with you. How big was this performance for you and the team?
A minha grande performance pelo time. Eu fico feliz pelo trabalho que a gente vem fazendo. Foi ano passado meio complicado, mas a gente está trabalhando forte para tentar mudar essa situação esse ano.
He's very happy with that win. He's saying that last year, the beginning of the season was very tough for us, but we are working hard to overcome and get results like this one further in the league.
Excellent stuff. Previously, before this, at telling moments towards the end of games, you would give up simple goals. How big was it for you to keep your defense organized and disciplined?
Tá, entendi quase tudo, mas traduz para mim.
Ele falou como você se sente no final dos jogos. A gente tem dado gols para o adversário e hoje a gente conseguiu segurar. Como é que você se sente por isso?
Eu fico feliz, fico bastante feliz. Tem sido difícil, tem sido bastante difícil, mas a gente, vou citar de novo, a gente vem trabalhando muito para poder melhorar essa situação e hoje, graças a Deus, conseguimos sair com os 3 pontos.
He said he's very happy that we did not concede an easy goal in the second half, and we are working very hard to keep in that way. Although he knows it's difficult sometimes because it's very tough league, it's very difficult matches, but we're ready to move forward.
On a much lighter note, how much are you enjoying football in Jamaica, and how different is it to Rio?
Tá, vem para mim. Entendi quase tudo.
Falou, como é que você está aproveitando o futebol da Jamaica e qual é a diferença que tem para o Rio de Janeiro, para o futebol do Rio de Janeiro?
Estou tentando aproveitar da melhor maneira possível. A única diferença do futebol do Rio de Janeiro é que aqui tem muita força, aqui é muita força, muito contato. Desde quando a gente conversou, aqui é muito contato.
He's saying that he's enjoying is a new experience to him, so he's very happy to have that experience. So the difference, he said, here is a football with a lot of contact. In Rio, maybe because the technical skills of the players, this is a less contact. So it's a very tough football, very hard, and a lot of contact. That's the main difference that he find out.
Excellent performance for you, William. Congrats. Neda, let me ask you, you spoke about tough performances, and obviously to execute a victory like this against a high-flying Tivoli team, a hard victory, but a worthwhile one.
Well, the 3 points were very crucial for us. We had a dreadful first half, dreadful. I mean, horrible. I don't have words to do that, to explain why, because we had the match, the game plan Anyhow, but those things happens. We went down 1-0 in the halftime. I made 2 changes that I believe that we could fix the team. It worked. At least, let's say 20-25 minutes, we played very composed. We managed to score 2 goals. And of course, in the end, they playing home, a lot of pressure, and our main aim was keep the result which we could do. So I'm very happy. Those 3 points, very important against a very, very good and tough team, which is Tivoli Gardens.
Yeah, 4 wins for you now, so you're moving up the table. We spoke about the fact that how slim your squad was. So for you to call on the few substitutes you have and for them to deliver like that, and especially now in the transfer window you're looking to get more players, this is really big for Montego Bay United.
Very much, very much. We have a narrow squad, and sometimes on the bench, I mean, we have difficulties to keep the level. So, but today we managed to come home with 3 points that very, very good in the last match of the round, that to give us oxygen to go up in the second round.
Yeah, your lungs must be full. Congrats on the win. All the best. Safe travels. We'll
Thanks
see you
a lot.
soon.
Thanks a lot.
Neda dos Santos there, the head coach, Brazilian head coach of Montego Bay United, coming away with a big win. Their first win against Tivoli Gardens in 6 seasons. Jerome Waite now with me from Tivoli Gardens. Well, the streak is broken. 7 match weeks unbeaten. Just the second half, Tivoli certainly fell away.
Yes, but despite the second half, we created numerous chances in the first half where we should have put away that the game, you know, in the first half. And it basically means they'll be fighting back, in which it wouldn't be enough. But we didn't do that, and in the end, they came up victors.
We saw the first 45 minutes, as you said, lots of chances. How much was no Justin Dunn a major factor, a big factor?
Well, you know, Justin, it will be a factor. But at the same time, the fact that he's on the injured list now, we will have to focus on the others who are here. It basically means we still have a lot of work to do, because if Justin Dunn doesn't play, you know, the team don't look that unique. And we just have to continue working.
Well, you spoke about consistency throughout the 90 minutes. I know that's a big thing for you. You're always checking the numbers as well. In the second half, the fact that you didn't create as many chances, what would you put that down as?
One of the things, you know, attitude. Players need to understand that you don't race the game. You know, take your own time and continue to build till you make the transition. Too much final pass from the back. And as a result of that, the goalkeeper ended up getting man of the match, in which he did well.
All right, Jerome, all the best. We're sure we'll see you in many weeks to come. More work on the training ground.
Yes, definitely. And thanks.
Full-time score here at the Antelope Spalding Sports Complex. Montego Bay United 2, Tivoli Gardens 1. Rain effort, Jamaica Premier League.